Hey all, today I'm messing with my 2080 Ti. This is just the dual slot guy. Kind of going through, checking in on all my GPUs that are running a little hotter than the other ones. Pulled this guy out, it's the hottest card of this rig. I'm going to redo the memory here. Seemed like pretty good quality, but I'm going to change them anyway. I got it apart, so I'm going to try the 2mm lids. Seem to be about the same, so I'm going to go with that. And on the back plate, I'm going to leave them there, but those also look like they could be 2s and 1.5s maybe? Might all be 2s. It's really hard to tell, but I'm going to leave those as well. Got the new pads on. And then don't forget you got to peel the little layer of plastic off. Which, there we go. Definitely difficult to do while you're holding camera, but there we go. So make sure you get those taken off. But yeah, so I put the pads on the GPU itself first, and then temporarily put the heatsink on, just to make sure that they're landing in the right spots. Then I know they're directly on the memory chips. So just a quick dry fit. Pull this guy back off, and pads are at least close enough that they transferred from the GPU over to the heatsink, so they're at least not too thin. They should be a good size though. They really don't make a 2.5 in these, so they jump from 2mm to 3. I'm gonna get some thermal paste on here. Alright, let's see if I can get this done while holding my camera. So I'm going to do a little blob there. Then I got my little piece of torn off plastic grocery bag. And I'm going to evenly spread it. A lot easier to do off camera, but just give it a nice even spread. You don't want to press too hard. But I am going to finish this with the camera down. Got it all smoothed out. Looks really clean. And then another test you can do is if you're unsure if your heatsink is going to make contact with the GPU die, is you could do a quick dry fit. Maybe just throw these four corner screws in and make sure that this transfers over to the heatsink, a little imprint, and as long as you got that, then you know you got some good thicknesses. But I'm pretty confident in my sizes today. I'm going for it. And with these GE lid pads, just make sure when you're putting it back together, you don't press too hard before you have the screws in. They are pretty squishy and they won't bounce back if you squish them down too far. And always make sure you plug in your fan. Nothing worse than getting a card put back together and your fans don't work. That's always the worst. I've seen a couple of these 2080s with this flat pin style at the back, and I've forgotten one, so I know the struggle. Get this guy put back together. And as always, I'm adding the little washer to the little spring-loaded guys to the back of the GPU, so the actual 4 screws that hold the heatsink right around the GPU die. Just adding a little washer on there. Just give it a little extra pressure, but don't overdo it. You don't want to over-tighten it. You don't want to break something. All back together. Didn't forget the fan. And I always keep the scraps that I cut off, just in case I put on too thin a pad or something like that, and I need to reuse them later. I hate to throw out an unused memory thermal. I keep this just in case until the end. Plus 2, it lets you know if you got all your little plastics off of there and you didn't miss any. Get this thrown back in there. Get it hashing. Back to hashing. Temps are pretty good on it. Still the hottest card in this rig, but that 50 degrees there and that 49 there, those are the other 2 rigs that are just sitting out in the basement. And this rig, now sitting at 49, was sitting at about 3 degrees higher than the other basement cards. So went like 49, 50, and then that guy would be like 53. So I shaved off about 4 degrees. Not bad. Maybe if I did all the pads, but they looked like they were in great shape, so there's no reason to. Running good. 60 mega hash, 133 watts. Got that core locked at 1050, so I can throw away my scraps. Garbage pile. And then I've been ordering just miscellaneous sizes of the thermal pads, just so when I go to do this, I know I have the right size. Got a couple of 3s, got some 2s, bunch of 1.5s. Those seem like the ones I used quite a bit. Got some 1s, got some 0.5s. The 0.5s I have yet to use. I've cut them multiple times, put them on cards that, like, the manufacturer claims that it needs 0.5, and then they're too thin, so usually jump over to the one. So these have been cut up and put back in multiple times. But now you need to get some sort of Rolodex for all these or something. But yeah, keep some extras on hand just so you don't get a card apart, figure out you got the wrong size, and then gotta wait 2 days for shipping or something. I'm happy about this. Doing pretty good. Just wanted to show you guys real quick. Keep notes on all the sizes you use because you might forget a month from now when you go to do another card. And then so today's 2080 Ti EVGA dual slot 2mm for mem. So yeah, keep some notes just so you don't lose track. Alright guys, I'll see you on the next one. Later.